Welcome back to our Medieval Makerspace. Today I am doing the test fire video where we are going to fire the two machines that we made and compare them to the professionally made. Now there are some differences, some improvements that have been made, some adjustments that have been made to the machines we made. To start off with, in its very first test, the Catapult, the spoon we were using as an arm and delivery system, broke. So it has been replaced by two large popsicle sticks braced against each other, with the basket being replaced by a small plastic cup at the end. It has also had some padding installed right at the cross brace where it's going to impact. So hopefully we won't see this shattering. And this will be the first one we test. So let's just set it right there. And after I fire, I will pause the video, retrieve my measuring tape, and we'll see how far they went. But first, some ammunition. Here is what we will be firing today. Lightweight, bright orange Nerf balls that I can see quite easily on my carpet, and my cats will probably love. Alright, so I'll move the Catapult forward a bit, and I'll mark out that as the official starting line for each of these with a bit of electrical tape. That seems to be the spot where you can actually see these. I'm hoping that the angle won't be so high on the two trebuchets that they'll hit the ceiling. Hopefully we can actually see those travel. Alright. Now we just drop the ammunition into the Catapult, pull it back, hold it down nice and steady, and already we have a small issue. The rubber band is slipping down the popsicle sticks. Quick fix for that, we tape the rubber band. Alright, let's try that one more time. Catapult back. 3, 2, 1. A very low angle of fire. We'll try that shot again because that first one hit the door frame. Unfortunately, I've also lost track of it. But we have more. 3, 2, 1. Far and away, rolling under the bed, a very low and forward angle of fire, as expected from the Catapult. Next up will be our handmade, homemade Trebuchet. Now, the adjustments I had to make to the Trebuchet, the gauze was just not working right. The ammunition was getting caught in the sling every single time I tested it. So instead, I laid out a rectangle of electrical tape, stuck it to itself, and cut it to the right shape. Instead of bundling it at the ends, I punched a hole through the electrical tape and tied the string through that. It has proven quite effective at letting objects slip out of the satchel. We'll see how it works now. Alright, and to load this, it's a bit tricky. We go down and around, get the bottom locking ring in place, and gently rest the ammunition down on the slide. With any luck, that ammunition will not roll out of the satchel. Perfect. I am worried about that. That just looks like it's going to come right out. We want it to come out, but when it's in the air, not on the ground. Alright, we'll see how it goes. 3, 2, 1. And the first one was a misfire. Let's try some ammunition that might hold its ground better. Marshmallows, just about the same weight as the Nerf balls. Hopefully their uneven shape will give them the ability to stay in place a little bit better. Alright, let's see how it goes. 3, 2, 1. A very high firing angle. Unfortunately, it didn't quite go very far, not as far as I had hoped. But the high firing angle is really what I wanted to demonstrate, and the fact that it worked at all honestly amazes me. To improve your design on a trebuchet, you could probably increase the weight on the counterweight there. Maybe double what it is currently. But if you just want it to function, that's how we did it. Finally, we will compare these with the professionally made one, which I have every confidence will put the ones that I made to shame. Need to retrieve a little more ammunition here. Load the sling. Get the pin on top. Now this one is much harder to load. I've done it a lot, so I know how. There we go. I just need to set this down. And I'm willing to bet that this might even hit the ceiling, but we'll find out. If it does, I'll repeat the test on the ground. 3, 2, 1. Didn't hit the ceiling. Flew all the way into the room. The catapult actually rolled the ball further, but the trebuchet sent it in a nice high even arc straight into our room. So I'll go see roughly where that landed and be back. Alright, the verdict is in. The professionally made trebuchet sent our ammunition about 22 feet with very little rolling or bouncing. The homemade trebuchet, I'm very happy to say, got about half that distance at about 11 feet. Our catapult, due to its low angle of fire and lots of forward momentum, sent it rolling much, much farther. Hence why you would traditionally see catapults more on a field of battle. Just to clarify my point, I do want to specify that what I mean here is you would see catapults in fields of battle, where trebuchets were often more the star of stationary sieges, where their high firing arc would send ammunition lobbing over walls, as opposed to a catapult, whose ammunition would be sent rolling through ranks of infantry, cavalry, and archers. So, that has been our test firing video, and we hope you'll join us for more videos in the future. Thanks for listening.